Don't chase me, I'm full of chocolate. Welcome back to some classic 4chan Greentext. We're starting out with Bean Boy. So my 12-year-old son keeps saying that he is a bean boy. At first, I thought it was just a stupid game after he went through the cupboard reading all the names of the canned stuff, and I don't know why he got attached to the beans in particular, but now he won't even go by his own name anymore. Just names of beans. For example, today he is Pinto. He says that him and his friends are a bean gang called the Bean Boys or something stupid like that. I want to join the Bean Boys. I could be Garbanzo. I checked his internet history and it was like 85% bean related, and his Facebook posts are generally bean related as well. I'm sick of my printer ink being wasted on stupid printouts of bean pictures. And I've recently had $400 in plumbing expenses from clogged toilets. Not to mention the general smell that I have to deal with now. So what the hell do I make of this? Should I take him to the shrink? Pick related, he just asked me to print this stupid crap out. That is certainly a bean boy, isn't it? Honestly, I don't know that a therapist is gonna be able to fix this. What did you do to him, OP? This is the best goddamn thing. Be very concerned. Is he Mexican? Just read this to my girl and we both cracked up. What? 85% being related. This is the chaos of old 4chan and I live for it. I'll post pictures of all the freaking printouts as well as the history screens if it means that much to you. My wife isn't sure what to make of it either. She's growing more concerned, and today was kind of a breaking point. He started this stupid jingle. Baked, kidney, black and green, beans, beans, they make me want to scream! I freaking hate my life right now. I'm way too embarrassed to have friends over. Also, pick related. Whenever he sees this commercial on TV, he just about poops himself. Like they're talking to him personally about his hobby. Maybe he's schizophrenic. I mean, beans is good food, but I don't know if it's this good. $400 in plumbing expenses from clogged toilets. 9 out of 10. My sides have ascended to a new plane. And here's Hugh Neutron for good measure. These are all these freaking misprints, like 10% of the daily prints. Hopefully your story means he's at least one of the cooler bean boys as Pinto, but like I said, the name changes. I really hope this is real. I don't. Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. When he falls asleep, I'll try to get a picture of him. He usually crashes on the couch with some cans. My wife has to move him to his bed with the cans, or else he wakes up screaming about where his beans went. Is there any way to wean him off beans? Should I just let it pass? Maybe I could get him involved with sports or something to take his mind off it. He was diagnosed with very mild Asperger's syndrome, but I'm really worried that his bean obsession could worsen or agitate his condition. I don't know if sports is gonna save him, honestly. He's just gonna talk to the whole team about how much protein beans have. We should all be getting our macros in today, son. I need some more beans. I'm not sure. My son's asleep though, and of course he has 2 freaking cans of beans with him. I'm not sure what they are. This kid is the bane of my existence lately. I love him to death, but for God's sake, it is tearing my family apart. My wife is scared to death that his addiction, that's taking a little far in my opinion, or at least his behavior might pass on to our 2 younger children. She's even discussed separating them for a period of time by taking the other 2 to her mother's house. I mean, that's a horrible situation, but if you're gonna go to anybody for help, it probably shouldn't be 4chan. My 12-year-old's doing exactly that. He's also spending a lot of time on this forum, gardenweb/forum/legumes. I guess his knowledge of beans is mildly impressive for a child. Maybe he can do agriculture when he's older, if he even makes it to high school. Picks the sun coming up. I gotta sneak him around my wife. She thinks I'm doing work on my laptop. Lol. Best thread of the day. I am the bean boy. I can't stop laughing. Holy God. This thread. It really has blown my mind in a lot of ways. Jesus Christ, this is hilarious. Archive this. My son sleeping with his freaking cans of beans. I think they're chili beans. I don't really know. I don't really give a damn at this point. He needs to respect the fact that I'm paying out the butt for plumbing fees from the onslaught of sewage being pumped through my house. Not to mention that he prints 20 plus pages of beans. Not something important. Just goddamn beans. Every day. Literal binders full of bean pictures. I can't even hold a normal conversation with my son. And my wife is threatening to leave with the other kids to get a break. I mean, it's not our only problem, but the absurdity is literally driving us both insane. They make me want to scream. Today he's Pinto. Maybe this too. Like this? Just keep laughing. Obi, so let me get this correct. He's printing off bean pictures like this all day? And like this? I told you, bro, 4chan ain't gonna help. Marriage counselor therapist, please go now. OP comes back and says, yes, like that. And some of them are horridly familiar to me. He literally prints them off, orders large posters of the ones that he likes, gets them framed. He even has some freaking Nat Geo documentaries on bean farming and countless Food Network chili shows or whatever the hell they are. All right, OP, here's what you do. Go into his room while he's sleeping and slowly put some dried beans into his bunghole. He'll probably freak out. And that's where you get really serious and tell him that he's turning into a bean. And if he doesn't stop this crap, he will become a bean and will be eaten. Then, and only then, will your problem be solved. This is funny. You told him he could be anything, so he became a bean. Bean boy! I am the bean boy. Bro, this is beyond ridiculous. Honestly, I can see it sort of. I kind of want to be a bean boy too now. Seriously, I'm changing my name to Garbanzo. This is a continued post from somewhere, couldn't find the first part, because somebody from Reddit stole my stuff and posted it on iFunny. Oh no, please don't steal my precious shit posts. Be me. After a big incident when I was 7, my mom and dad didn't speak to me much. They made me enroll in a Sunday Catholic church, whatever. I had to go there. It was this small, minority-infested poo hole with nuns that smelled of 90-year-old unused veg. God, dude. It took my dad a while to forgive me for the incident. The neighbors don't talk to him or us, and they spread rumors. What was the incident? I'm really curious. I gotta find both parts of this post and piece it together. Our house was considered the one that people would tell their children to stay away from. But all that's besides the point. Is it though, OP? Is it? My routine for the rest of the summer was to eat, sleep, read, and then Sunday school. I remember they didn't even have an air conditioner inside the place, and this plays a role later on. The school was composed of us children having to memorize some crap lines from the Bible. It was literally the worst experience. The classroom was literally composed of mostly disabled folk. I didn't know if their parents had put them in there because they thought religion could fix them or whatever, but I didn't care. The nuns and the priests were lazy minorities who would scream at the kids from time to time. 7-year-old making plans.jpg. One day, after around 2 weeks, I decided that I couldn't take it anymore. I had one friend who I remained in contact with secretly. I remember having these cheap walkie-talkies that he gave me for my birthday so we could remain in touch. It's kind of looking like a John Hughes film right about now. After my land whale mom kissed me goodnight, I counted 5 minutes before sneaking off to my closet to fetch my walkie-talkie. Let's call friend Color 2. Color 2, are you there? I asked him. The feed from the other end was a little static-like, but after adjusting it, I could hear his sweet, sweet cracker voice again. Colored on? Dude, come on, I just want to go to bed, he said.
Yeah, whatever. Listen, I need you to bust me out tomorrow. I don't want to go to that crap church again.
Color 2 loved to get involved with bad behavior. He grew up to be a pothead. I mean, that's kind of cool, but kind of sad if it's his whole identity. Are we gonna bust you out? I could hear him grin.
We're going to bust me out. Get sweet revenge on the church, and we'll get ice cream afterwards.
And what does this get me? He asked.
I'll give you Snicker and 2 Babe Ruths when we're done.
Can I throw an egg at your mom? He asked. No joke. That is what he said to me.
Make it a water balloon and we got a deal.
That night, we planned for a couple of hours. This was full throttle, and it was going to catch fire. I remember getting around 3 hours of sweet, sound sleep that night before it was time. In the morning, I had to take a huge poo, but I couldn't because I had to poo in a bag until my wounds healed. Dude, what? I didn't have any time to make it that morning, so the land whale drove me to church before waving goodbye and taking a huge bite out of 3 burgers. I'm ready, Laserdisc. Honestly, this does sound like Kyle and Cartman. I don't know what's going on here. This is just a rejected South Park script. So OP walks into the church as all the developmentally disabled are chatting quietly before the class starts. All I had to do was wait. It neared around high noon before I heard it. Oh, thinking about it gives me jitters. This stupid minority priest was interrupted by a loud, urgent knock at the door, as if someone's life depended on it. One of the nuns got the door, only to realize that there was no one there. They went back to doing what they were doing and stupidly closed the door. There was another, much louder knock the next time, and more urgent as well. While they're checking the door, I asked if I could run over to the daycare to go to the bathroom. When I walk over to the stalls, I turn on my walkie.
Color 2, you're perfect. All you have to do is that thing that I don't want to mention to the readers till it's time.
Fourth wall break. Takes about 5 minutes for me to take a giant turd and put it into my bag and into my backpack. Are we absolutely positive that OP is not also slightly disabled in some way? That's why he got put into this class, I'm pretty sure. Now as I walk back, everybody's playing games, while the priest probably diddled some of them in the staff room. Yes, perfect timing. I slowly take the poop out of my backpack and put it right under the main altar. Forgive me, Jesus. He doesn't. The door was now open, so I could see Color 2 doing the thing as planned. This was literally the craziest thing I've ever pulled in my entire life. Now that everything was perfect, I decided to make some friends. I go up to this really big girl with Down syndrome and tell her, "You're pretty," and walk away. She tells all her friends that I'm her boyfriend and tries to hang out and follow me. This is all part of the plan. The priests and the nuns come back out of the staff room with a little boy who looked like he was crying. I swear one of those priests had a bulge. Oh, God. As they settle down the children and get them back into their seats, I tell that girl to sit right next to me. And of course, she really wants to be near me. The priest is halfway complete in reciting quotes from the Bible when he notices that she's not in her correct seat. But he's my boyfriend, she tells him. Everyone gags and giggles and goes, ew. This is the perfect opportunity. I don't like you, I told her. The other land whale starts to turn red and blue as she lets out a violent shriek. Ree! It has begun. .avi. You see, the priest had to go to his little stand in the front of the room to grab a hammer where he would bang it down if the class got too loud. But this time, there was a surprise waiting for him. Honestly, it's kind of a genius plan. The heat of the room with no air conditioner made my poo-poo really hot and really smelly. It was turned into a small puddle on the ground. The priest picked it up and started screaming as it got all over his robes. The children went into militia mode as the first stood up and pulled his pants down as he yelled, "I peed!" and decided to pee on the floor. They went into a frenzy, biting everyone and slapping each other. I ran out the doors. They overpowered the nuns and broke the windows and the statue of Jesus. Couldn't you just not go? Did it require all of this? Color 2's out there waiting for me with a bike. Let's go, let's go, let's go, I told him, and we drove as fast as we could that day. On our bikes, as we left the church, I asked him, "Did you do the thing?" He grinned as he pointed to the parking lot. Color 2's dad was a huge cholo. He had a small parrot, and instead of buying nutritious food for his kid, he decided to spend all his money on bird seed. Color 2 took a whole bag of it and dumped it all over the cars in the parking lot. I could already see birds flocking towards it. I bought ice cream for both of us. The following day, the church was closed, and the developmentally disabled children, of course, could not be arrested. I told my parents that I ran out of the building as soon as the outbreak happened and made it back home. I was taken out of the program afterwards and given back the privilege of having a zip line. So much win that day. I mean, it's a little bit that happened feeling, but I don't know. I could imagine being 7 years old and completely obsessed with poop. OP was probably 7 years old when he made this post. If I find the zipline thing, I guess I'll read that one too and reference back to this video. I guess OP tore his beehole open or something like that. But who knows if that story's real either. Everybody clapped and my parents took away my zipline. Yeah, all right. Next one. Everyone is allowed childish, irrational fears. Some people hate clowns, others spiders or water, etc. For me, it's hornets. Be me. Senior in high school, a mistake in scheduling sophomore year led me to end up not taking a mandatory sophomore level science class as a senior. Alright, whatever. It's the last day of class, so that's good at least. Spend most of the time sleeping and screwing around. Ace all the tests anyways. It should be mentioned that we were learning about biology and insects of some other kind at this time, which prompted all of this. Some kid says that he caught a giant frickin' hornet and says he should bring it in to show in class. Teacher says, "Yeah, that's a great idea."
Oh, hell no!
I loudly voice my concerns. My hatred for these creatures is well documented. I am ignored, of course. I hear the Foreshadowtron firing up in the background. Next day, in my seat, kid walks in, and he does have the biggest goddamn hornet I have ever seen. Not as in, biggest I've ever seen in real life. This was literally bigger than any picture or video I've seen of any hornet ever. Panic mode is on standby. Kid brings it up to the front of the class, and the teacher starts talking about hornets and stuff. I can't even focus. The hornet looks pretty docile, at least. "Hey, you should shake him a bit and see if that wakes him up." I make an insightful comment about why that is a freaking stupid idea, and again, I am ignored. Hornet does indeed wake up, and he is pissed. The kid forgot to secure the lid of this crappy plastic container. The hornet freaking pushes out of the lid and flies out of the container. Freedom! The kids scream, and the teacher says in a firm but calm voice, "Nobody panic! She has the situation under control." I, however, do not. Hornet flies straight at me. "Now is a perfectly good time to panic!" Fight or flight mode engaged. Fight mode engaged.
Don't f with me! I have the power of God and anime on my side! Wait,
Bolt up, scream obscenities, and throw my goddamn desk at this hellspawn. Misses entirely, skips off another desk, and wrecks the kid that brought the hornet in. He got obliterated with a desk. Karma found him, I guess. Books and papers are freaking flying everywhere. The whiteboard falls and takes out the entire front row of students. I just love the escalation in these posts. The hornet's buzzing shifts from "I'm about to be angry" to a higher "I am completely goddamn angry" buzz, and flight mode for OP is engaged. Teacher screams, "Anon, calm down! Screw that!" Football tackle through the group of children crowded around the door and busted open. Hear the cracking of skulls on linoleum. Turn left and run out of the school into my car and drive home, still in a blind panic. Next day, walk into the classroom through a noticeably broken door. Everyone in class has horrible bruises on them, either from where the hornet had stung them or from being caught in the collateral damage from my escape. The kid who got hit by the desk isn't in class. Find out later that he had to get a neck brace. Dead freaking silence. Everyone's staring at me. Say, I don't like hornets. Sit down and pretend nothing happened. Freaking hornets, man. LP probably could obliterate a bunch of 10th graders if he's a senior in high school. Beware the panic man-child, that's what I say. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode, friends. If you did, like, comment, sub, share, ring the bell, all those things. There's links in the description to all my social medias, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, TikTok. I'm still trying to get up over there. Thank you to my Patreon patrons, my YouTube channel members, beautiful people that they are, helping me to stay afloat. I hope you guys will keep yourself safe out there. Come on back for some more tomorrow. And of course, always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it. And I shall see you in the next one. So until then, friends, bye-bye.